As we all know, today is the live stream of version 5.3, bringing us an exciting lineup of new characters, and I know you all hyped for it. So today we're diving into what beta testers are saying about Mavuika and Citlali, so you can choose whether you're saving your Primogems for the Pyro Archon or looking for a strong Cryo support like Citlali. This video has all the details you need. I'll cover each character's strengths, potential roles, and how they fit into the current meta based on early impressions. Make sure to comment on this video after watching for the giveaway of Welkin Moon on 1,000 subs. First things first, Mavuika isn't just strong, she's insanely strong. Beta testers describe her as a two-punch woman, which is pretty funny because before her nerfs, they were calling her a one-punch woman. So yes, she was toned down slightly, but make no mistake, Mavuika is still incredibly powerful at C0. Her elemental burst, or Q, can already hit upwards of 3 million damage. Most characters struggle to hit numbers like that, even with constellations. But Mavuika does it right out of the gate. This puts her at the top of the game's main DPS options, even with her so-called nerfs. Now, let's talk about why Mavuika is so good. Her kit revolves around the Night Soul mechanic, which combines combat power with exploration utility. This makes her feel versatile and really fun to play. Beta testers highlight her fighting spirit as a key part of her gameplay. At C0, it's a little trickier to hit the 200% fighting spirit threshold consistently, especially if you don't have the right supports. But here's the thing, once you unlock her C1, everything changes, fighting spirit charges fast. Her rotation becomes smoother, and suddenly she's hitting that threshold much more easily, making her damage skyrocket. Speaking of supports, beta testers are already calling Zilonin a must-have. If you're building around Mavuika, Zilonin helps Mavuika reach that fighting spirit threshold more easily, and this synergy makes her feel so much stronger. Other great options include characters like Auroron or even Citlali. Basically anyone who can help manage her rotations efficient. That said, even at C0 without top-tier supports, Mavuika's raw damage still outshines most other DPS units in the game right now. She's just that good. Of course, no character is perfect. Beta testers did note that at C0, Mavuika's team flexibility feels a little limited to get the most out of her kit. You'll need strong supports who can help her build up fighting spirit quickly. This isn't a huge issue, especially for players who plan ahead, but it's something to keep in mind if you're going all in for her. So what's the verdict? Well, despite some nerfs, Mavuika is still easily one of the most powerful main DPS characters we've seen in Genshin so far. She hits insanely high damage numbers, has a unique and fun kit, and pairs perfectly with characters like Zilonin. Whether you're at C0 or looking to unlock her constellations, she's shaping up to be a must-pull for anyone who loves Pyro DPS gameplay. Oh, one last thing about Mavuika, she is rumored to be the first Genshin character to feature jiggle physics for her bottom part. Yep, you heard that right. It seems like the developers might be taking inspiration from Zenless Zone Zero, where similar animations and physics have been grabbing players' attention. Now let's talk about Citlali, the 5-star Cryo Catalyst user. Coming in, version 5.3, she's been in the spotlight during beta testing, and the feedback has been very interesting. Citlali might not be your traditional Cryo unit, but her role as a support for Pyro and Hydro DPS teams makes her stand out whether you're planning to pull for her or just curious about her potential. Here's everything you need to know. One of the standout things about Sitali is her consistent Cryo application and ability to trigger elemental reactions. This makes her a great support option, particularly for Melt and Freeze teams. Beta testers have pointed out that she shines brightest when paired with Pyro or Hydro main DPS characters like Mavuika. If you've been running Melt teams, Citlali is a game changer. She reduces Pyro and Hydro resistance and boosts team damage significantly, making her an ideal partner for units who rely on big reaction-based numbers. Let's talk about her shield, which scales with elemental mastery. While it's not the strongest shield out there, especially when compared to Zhongli or Layla, it does its job well enough for most content. At C2, Citlali becomes a whole new beast. Her constellations give her significant improvements, like more resistance shred, boosted elemental mastery, and a noticeable increase in damage output. Beta testers have even gone as far as saying she can replace Kazuha in certain Pyro or Hydro teams. That's a bold statement, but it shows just how impactful her kit can be when fully optimized. So, how should you build Citlali? The answer is pretty straightforward. Stack Elemental Mastery. Not only does this improve her shield strength, but it also boosts her overall support capabilities and cryo application. When it comes to weapons, beta testers recommend options like Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers for team buffs or her signature weapon for a more focused EM build. For artifacts, the Hero of Cinder City set works wonders as it directly increases her team's damage potential. For team comps, Citlali excels alongside Pyro DPS and even Hydro units. Her consistent cryo application enables smooth melt or freeze reactions, and the resistance shred she provides ensures these reactions hit even harder. Here's where things get even more interesting. While Citlali is primarily a support unit, beta testers have been surprised by her personal damage output, especially at C2. It's definitely impressive for a support role. The ability to trigger reactions, reduce resistances, and provide steady cryo application makes her one of the most flexible sub-DPS support options in the game. As beta testers put it, there's no such thing as having too many competent supports, and Citlali proves that statement true. So, are you pulling for Mavuika or Citlali, or are you planning to save your Primogems for future banners? Share your thoughts in the comments.